Morning, everyone. I thought about doing a live, but I don't think I have like enough followers or whatever yet, so I'm just gonna pass on the live for now. Um, I thought I'd get on here and talk a little bit about my blending process since the page is gonna focus on um, our blended family and whatnot. So I'm gonna straighten my hair. It's nothing crazy, guys. Nothing crazy. But yeah, so like I said, we are blended family forkery, and it has been a long journey thus far, and it's not over yet. Um, I have a bio daughter. Her name is Harley, and how old is she? 8. Oh my god. Okay, she's 8. Uh, I have a stepson. His name is Sammy, and he is 9. And I have a stepdaughter, and her name is Zoe, and she is 11. So, some struggles that we initially encountered, I guess. They included, my bonus kids' bio mom being on drugs. And so when I met my husband, we were just working together. He did not have custody of his kids, okay? But that's fine. They had just gotten a divorce. The kids were going to stay with their mom. It was supposed to be okay. Well, there was a lot of suspicion that she was doing things she wasn't supposed to be doing. So my husband made some phone calls, basically, and, Child Protective Services ended up calling him after interviewing the kids at school one day, and they said the kids cannot go home with their mom. You need to drive out here and pick your kids up. Uh, Thankfully, my husband's mom lives in the town that his kids were in, which was 6 hours or more away from us. So we couldn't just like get in the car and go pick them up from school. It wasn't going to happen. So the kids stayed with my husband's mom. Fast forward a little bit. Some lies were told to the kids by their own mom and granny, and it was a little messed up. So we had to deal with them thinking they were only going to stay with us for a week or two because that's what their mom told them, to, them still being here several years later. And the kids sometimes they think that their mom, she's not in any kind of trouble and we're just keeping them away from her for no reason. So, my husband, his name is Loy, by the way. I'm going to stop saying my husband because it's a lot. Loy, he had to pull them to the side and explain, look, once they were a little older, of course, your mama got into some trouble. She is in jail for the time being, and that pretty much left it at that. We don't want to tell them what she's in jail for. She's been in there for a year and a half at this point, and I need a brush. I'm just using my fingers here. Whatever. She's got a bunch of charges pending, and once they go to trial, we'll figure out if she's guilty for all of them, which if she spent this much time in jail, I couldn't imagine she would get off free, with no trouble. But I don't know. My personal struggles with the kids. We're going to veer off of this whole jail subject because I'm not going to say anything about the case because I don't know. I'm not over there in the courtroom watching what's going on. I know what the charges are. I know what the stories are. But I'm not going to share those right now because, like I said, the case is still open and they're still discovering facts and they're still linking, this criminal with this criminal and, oh my God, they were together. And it's like, it's a mess. So anyway, on another note, my personal struggles as far as blending have gone. I did not know that when we picked them up from their moms, I didn't know it was going to be a forever thing. I didn't know that they weren't going to go back to their mom, and I damn sure didn't know that she was going to go to jail for some serious stuff. So I guess just, it was hard. It was really hard at first. I can't really stress that enough. If you were around during that time and you saw, then you know. I will say this. When we had to go pick them up from West Texas, out in the desert, when we had to pick them up, we were living in a 2-bedroom apartment. Yeah, a 2-bedroom apartment. We weren't a 1-bedroom, but we moved before we got them full time. That's beside the point. So we were in a 2-bedroom apartment. It maybe was 650 square feet. I mean, it was tiny. So all the kids had to sleep in one room. And so we had a day bed and we had a trundle bed. And that was how we cramped in there. And then we spent a lot of time outside because, quite frankly, there just wasn't room for us inside. Some issues that my bonus kids came with that I never realized I was going to have to deal with as a stepmom was my stepdaughter, my Zoe Baboe, love her to death. She is a super bright, super beautiful, super fun, intelligent human being. But this girl does not eat food. She does not like food that has flavor. Oh man, it's been a struggle. She's getting a little better. But yeah, so that's been one struggle. I joined a group on Facebook called the Nacho Parenting Style. And if you are a bonus parent, and you're blending or whatever, you've got kids that are in your life that you don't really know how to be around them, I guess I should say. It's nacho parenting. It's not really like nacho kid, nacho problem. It's not like that. It's not like that. But it kind of is. So as far as the eating thing with Zoe goes, because we've had so many nights of dinner time blues, and I'm talking hyperventilating when we ask her to eat a piece of a pork chop. And I mean straight up, like, it's not even a game anymore with her. I almost think it's a medical problem, but that's another story. I've had to nacho that situation. I've had to be like, no, you know what? I'm not gonna lose my joy. And I'm not about to have terrible evenings every single night because she wants to fight just eating dinner. And I mean, screaming, crying, snot running out of her nose, like everything all the dramatic reactions that you can think of, she would do them in one night at dinner time. Every night. Like, all the emotions every dinner. So I had to nacho. I had to be like, look, really? She's not my birth child, so I'm not gonna fight with her over this. You know, I have to sit back. I never had any food trauma as a kid. I always had food available. You know, we weren't the richest family. We were, you know, grew up in single mother household, but you know, she did for us. We didn't go without ever. So I don't have any experience with kids being hungry, but for some reason it triggers me when Zoe doesn't eat food. I feel like she's gonna end up in the hospital, but that's my own personal problem. It's not her problem. That's my problem. So instead of making it a terrible experience for her and anybody else that might be involved, I just nacho. This is not my problem. I've told her how I feel. You know, it drives me crazy when you're not eating good food. I've tried to talk to her about, you know, the importance of just at least getting protein in your body. If you're gonna eat a bunch of junk food, it's gonna make you feel like crap. Like, I've tried to have those talks with her, and I've also told her, like, I'm afraid that you're gonna develop a problem because you are so scared to put some food in your mouth, even if you don't think you're gonna like it. You're just terrified to put it in your mouth, and I think that's a problem. And she understands how I feel about it, so that's cool. She's, like I said, she's very smart, very bright. When you explain things to her, it makes a lot more sense, you know, which, you know, obviously, but she gets it. Like, she's not one of those kids that you say something to them and it just doesn't ever click, you know. She's not one of those kids. But enough about Zoe. Like I said, she's great. She's going to be a star one day. She writes these stories and these songs that she's getting a little older and they're getting a little deeper. And honestly, the last story she wrote made me cry. Do you want me to read it to you? Because I can. I'm thinking about it. Should I read it to you guys? Kind of want to. Maybe I'll just tell you about it. So she wrote a story about the dragon who was raised by the chicken family. Okay, the dragon who was raised by chickens. And it sounds so silly, and it is, but it's not a silly story, okay? It choked me. It actually made me cry. And I'm choking up now. The dragon raised by chickens. Let me get it. I'll read it. Here it is. Okay. Oh, turkeys, not chickens. The Life of a Dragon Raised by Turkeys by Zoe. Not going to say her last name. One ordinary day, a mother turkey was just walking about. She then stumbled upon a giant black egg with purple, pink, white, and blue swirls on it. It was so beautiful that Mother Turkey just had to take it home to her flock. When she got there, the egg started to wiggle, and the next thing you know, it hatched. That was when I came into this world, okay? As I grew up, I noticed how different I looked from Mother Turkey and the others. But when I asked my Mother Turkey about it, she just said I was just unique. The older I got, the more and more I thought about it. One day I went out into the woods alone, and that was when everything had changed. Mother Turkey had been lying to me my whole life, although it was understandable that it didn't make it right. Okay. So now I had to confront Mother Turkey and tell her I found my real mother and I'm leaving with her. That evening, I set off to the waterfall to meet my mother. When I got there, she emerged from the cave and flew right over to me. She was so happy to see me. She said we were going home. I still had so many questions like, where is home? And what am I? But I saved them for the road. That was when she asked me what they named me. I told her that they named me Galaxy. She simply smiled and said that they named me well. When she said we were halfway there, I asked her, what am I, Mom? And she replied, you're a galaxy dragon, dear. You're a galaxy dragon, dear. I flew back in shock. That was when I asked her where home was. She just looked up and said, where the stars dance and the comets play. All throughout the Milky Way. She told me that the whole galaxy is our home, basically. But we had our own special hideout on Earth. I just stood there for a moment, thinking of how could the whole galaxy be our home. A few hours later, we were at the hideout. Okay. Get it together, Sam. Okay. A few hours later, we were at the hideout, which was right behind the waterfall, but I didn't ask why. Later that night, I woke up to humans dragging my mother away. The weird thing was that they walked right past me. That was when I figured out that I can turn invisible. After they left, I flew to the turkey village, and there I found my mother turkey and explained everything. She understood and told me to follow her. We finally made it to a training place. She said she was going to train and teach me how to use my powers. After days of training, I was ready. And she created a turkey army. It was a long journey, but we finally made it to the human city where they were holding my mom. When we were in, I got to my mom and I freed her. We were all ready for the humans we were about to have to face. To our surprise, there was only a small human child. He told us that everyone was on a lunch break, so it was safe for us to escape. We thanked him and left. When we got home, my mother thanked the turkeys and we set off for another planet, but we promised we'd visit. So this child, this little 11-year-old girl, wrote this story. And it's so silly, it's so silly. The dragon being raised by turkeys. It's so goofy. But at the same time, it's so deep, and it's the situation she's going through. They want their mom so bad. And that's another reason I nacho situations, because I don't want to make their life miserable just so that they can fit my accommodations. It's not about me anymore. It's not. And though, I have my own feelings about everything, I have my own worries and my own struggles and my own pains, but none of that matters if all the kids are just miserable and unhappy. So, just because I might be miserable sometimes doesn't mean they need to be. They're just kids. That's how their mind works, we're just turkeys in their eyes. But I've learned a lot of things. Learned a lot of things from being a stepmom. I now understand how my stepmoms used to be. I say moms because we've had several. I used to hate my stepmom, one in particular, but now I get it. Now I understand. Stepmom, it ain't easy, dude. It ain't. It ain't easy. And if you are thinking about being in a serious relationship with somebody who has kids, whether they live with their kids full time or not, you really need to consider how you treat their kids, because I'll tell you right now, I'm not perfect. And I know that I haven't treated my bonus kids or even my biological daughter the best way all the time. So, a big part of the Nacho parenting style that has really, really, really helped, was the little piece of information that I read. And that was this. Basically, you would treat your stepchildren the way you would your best friend's kids, right? I love my friends' kids. Like, I love my best friend's kids. And I'll talk to them, I'll hang out with them, I'll crack jokes. But when it came to my stepkids for a while, I wasn't able to do that. I couldn't connect the two. I didn't know. I wasn't part of this Nacho group. But I feel like that has been the most beneficial thing. And ever since then, that's what I do. If I'm not really feeling the talk, or I'm not feeling, whatever it is, I don't want to be involved in whatever situation, but I have to be because I'm a full-time stepmom. I just, this is my best friend's kids. If I'm on the struggle bus and I'm sitting next to these kids, they're on the struggle bus too, I'm just going to look at them and be like, you know what? That's my best friend's kids. Because you know what? My husband is my best friend. He is. I love my husband. I love Loy so much. Like, he has put up with so much bullshit from me. And, I love his kids. It's been kind of difficult for all of us. But you know what really helped us bond? God, it's hot in here. This is why I hate straightening my hair, because I get so hot. The one thing that bonded us really, like, big time was sports. And we love our sports. We got the first sport that we ever had the kids get into. It was Zoe, and she played soccer. And I played soccer my whole life. So that really got us to click a little bit when we couldn't find any other way to click, because it damn sure wasn't going to be dinner time. We just had a blast. We had a blast playing soccer and learning how to play and teaching her how to play. And then last spring, Harley and Sammy they did softball and baseball. And I had never even watched the sport before. I didn't even care for them. But I love softball and baseball now. So I have really, really just... that'll do. Whatever. Anyways, sports helped us click. So I guess if you take anything from this video, if at all. Even if you got this far, thank you. I just decided to throw something up because my channel is called Blended Family Forkery, and I want to make the channel somewhat about, blending our family and how it's been and what we've done, and, share any advice I might have. How y'all like my side part? I'm like really, it's over here today, y'all. You watch out, you Gen Zers, millennials up in the house. But yeah, so y'all just feel free to let me know if you've had similar experiences or if you liked this kind of thing. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. If you want to keep hearing about different things that I encounter as a stepmom, or how my kids are doing, or whatever. And yes, I refer to them as my kids. It might not be that way if their mom was in the picture, or if my bio daughter's dad was really in the picture. And it's really sad that all three of our kids have a parent that's not in their life by their own choice. It's really sad. It breaks my heart, and I think it's honestly bullshit. If you have a kid, make a phone call, talk to your kid for 5 minutes. It's not that hard. They crave it. They're begging for it. They cry about it, whether we know or not. They're laying in their beds at night, wondering, what the hell did I do? So call your kids, ask them how they are. And, if you're not in their life, and, whatever the case may be, whether you signed your rights away or you didn't and you just left, or anything, just know that the kids are hurting because of it. They're hurting. But in the meantime, if you ever plan on being back in their lives, in the meantime, work on yourself, dude. Work on yourself. Become a better person. I have to work on myself every day. I have anger issues. I have crybaby issues. Like, I'm an emotional person. And that's all I got. So anyway, if you like this kind of material, I know it's a little deeper and it's not the clean with me stuff, but it is blended family. So whatever struggles you have, talk about it. Don't just keep it in. Talk to me about it. Reach out to me, please. And I'll give you any advice that I have. It might not be the best, but I'm trying every day. I read the books. I watch the videos. I do what I can to be a better parent and step parent and person just for myself, and wife and mother and daughter and sister and friend. I just want to be better. I want to be better every day. I don't want to lose my morals. I don't want to lose my mind. That's a good motto. Don't lose your morals. Don't lose your mind. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks for listening, everybody. I love y'all. Bye.